Viofo A139 Pro promises evidence-grade 4K clarity day or night, dual-channel protection, and true 24/7 surveillance. Either we've reached dashcam endgame or we're buying expensive confusion. On paper it's stacked. Sony Starvis 2 on a 1.8-inch sensor, real 4K front at 2160p 30 fps, 1080p rear, HDR night vision 2.0, 5 GHz Wi-Fi, GPS logging, buffered parking, plus a bundled CPL filter. Sounds like the perfect set and forget Guardian, right? But here's the thing, specs don't always equal safety. I hardwired the A139 Pro 2CH with the HK3C kit, daily drove it in city traffic and highway runs, and left it parked overnight through rain and heat. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. Here's what the A139 Pro claims to do. Protect you with crystal clear 4K evidence up front and reliable rear coverage, keep watch 24/7 with buffered parking modes, and make sharing clips fast with 5 GHz Wi-Fi and built-in GPS. The key marketing promises are real 4K clarity with Starvis 2 and HDR night vision 2.0 for plates day and night. True dual-channel coverage with a super slim coaxial cable for a stealth install. Faster 5 GHz Wi-Fi and GPS logging for easy previewing. Downloads and timestamps. 24H buffered parking mode and voice notifications, plus an included CPL to cut glare. Sounds impressive, right? But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim star-level night vision. What you actually get is class-leading low-light for a dashcam, but physics still win at speed. In my tests, daytime plate capture was razor-sharp up to about 3-4 car lengths at 45-50 mph. At night, HDR tames headlight blowout and streetlight flare, but plates at 35 mph are readable reliably within 1-2 car lengths. Beyond that, motion blur and reflective sheeting steel detail. That's not a Viofo problem, every dashcam struggles here, but it's not magic night vision either. They claim dual-channel protection. What you actually get is an excellent 4K front paired to a competent but clearly low-erase 1080p rear. Rear details in low light are fine for context and close-in plates at stops, but if you want parity rear clarity, this isn't it. The plot twist: Viofo's own A229 Pro ups the rear to 2K. If rear detail matters to you, keep that in mind. They promise faster 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Reality: it's faster than 2.4 GHz, but big 4K files are still, well, big. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible to be instant. A typical 1-minute front 4K HEVC clip is around 350-400 MB at about 45 Mbps, plus 100-150 MB for the rear. Even if your phone negotiates a healthy 100 Mbps real throughput, that's 30-50 seconds per minute of footage, and the app can still drop the connection mid-transfer. Let's be real. Popping the microSD into a reader is still the fastest workflow if you need multiple files. They tout 24H buffered parking. What you actually get is solid coverage if you hardwire with the HK3C and set a sensible cutoff. Buffered event clips grab the critical seconds before and after impacts or motion. Time-lapse and low bitrate continuous both work, but there are trade-offs. Time-lapse is review-friendly but reduces plate detail. Low bitrate keeps full motion but eats storage faster. In my garage tests, motion-triggered events occasionally fired on heavy rain or reflected headlights, normal for pixel-based detection. With a 256 GB card, front plus rear gave me roughly 9-10 hours of looped driving footage at default bitrates and days of parking events depending on triggers. They include a CPL to cut windshield glare. Reality: it works. Daytime reflections and dashboard haze drop dramatically, but here's what nobody tells you: a CPL costs you around half to one stop of light. Use it in bright daylight, pull it off at night or when it's gloomy. They hint at stealth and reliability. The A139 Pro is screenless and ultra-low profile. The super slim coaxial cable is easy to tuck and proved less noisy around DAB antenna zones. Heat: it's supercapacitor based, and in my parked car bake at 95 degrees F ambient, cabin easily over 130 degrees F, it kept recording without shutting down, though Wi-Fi felt sluggish. Some owners in hotter climates report midsummer thermal shutdowns. I didn't hit that, but it's worth noting. Here's the kicker: despite strong performance, the Amazon rating hovers around 4.1 stars. Reading between the lines, most dings target app quirks, the rear camera's night performance, and the learning curve for parking mode settings. Image quality, front 4K with Starvis 2 and f1.6 glass is the real deal. Color, dynamic range, and highlight control beat earlier Starvis sensors. HDR night vision 2.0 meaningfully reduces headlight bloom, my measured average bitrates. Front Mbps HEVC, rear ~12 Mbps. Result, crisp motion detail by day and better than typical night footage that still respects physics. If you want even smoother motion, you'll wish for 60 FPS, but at 4K that's a unicorn in this price class. Parking protection, with the HK3C buffered events worked as advertised. Voltage cutoff is adjustable, which you should absolutely enable. Current draw varies by mode, but low bitrate continuous hovered around a few hundred milliamps in my tests, plenty safe for overnight if your battery is healthy. Voices prompts are surprisingly helpful. You instantly know when GPS locks, when parking mode engages, and if there's an error. Connectivity in app, 5 GHz Wi-Fi is a welcome bump, but the app remains the weakest link. Preview is fine, big transfers are slow. Expect 40-60 seconds to grab a 1-minute dual-channel clip on a typical phone and occasional handshake retries. GPS tagging and speed overlays worked flawlessly on exported files. Build and install. No screen means fewer distractions and cleaner stealth. Buttons and status LEDs are straightforward once you learn them. The coaxial rear lead is a joy to root, and the small rear cam is discreet. The included CPL is a win, but the box does not include a memory card. Use a high-endurance U3A2 microSD. Viofo's branded cards are tuned for the high bitrates, and stick to 256 GB for reliability unless you really need 512 GB. Verdict: recommended with smart expectations. If you want the sharpest front cam under $300, reliable buffered parking, stealthy design, and you're okay with a 1080p rear and a so-so app, the A139 Pro is a killer value. Pros: class-leading front 4K with Starvis 2 HDR included CPL, solid parking features, slim coax install, supercap reliability. Cons: rear cam is only 1080p, app transfer speeds and occasional drops, no SD card in the box, cloud features absent. At typical street pricing, it undercuts thinkware and Blackview while beating many on pure image quality. If rear detail parity or a built-in screen matters, look at the A229 Pro. Otherwise, this is a buy with confidence. Stay savage out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Drop your questions and your climate below, hot desert or icy winters, so I can test the next round accordingly. Next up, A139 Pro versus A229 Pro versus Dr. 900X head-to-head. This is the channel where we buy, test, and tell you the truth, no fluff, just facts.